is one part when it comes to the classes. So similar, we have many data type classes to be specific. We have integer class, we have floating class. Similarly, the same, we also have a string class. And here, string behaves a bit different because string can hold alphanumerics, right? It can save alphabets, it can hold numerals, and it works a bit unique, right? So in the string class, we have a library class called as a string, and yeah, most of the time Java sees everything as a string, right? Unless until you don't specify anything, so it sees everything as a string because it is easy for Java to hold it. And whenever you want to extract the integer out of it or extract the numerical out of it, then you can always uh, convert it, right, from string objects to the data type objects, whichever you want. Okay, the best example here is we have a print statement. This is a string 2. That means this function system.out.println is getting this as a parameter. So whatever it sees inside the double quotes, it assumes yes, it is a string. So I need to print out just the same. Once anything goes out of this quotes, then it assumes that it's a variable, it's not a string. So it's a string constant. This is the string 2 will be a string constant. So the second thing to understand here is there's something called as mutable string and immutable string. So I'll try to understand that. So simple difference is whether can I change that string or not. Can I alter whatever the strings contents which we have? Can I alter it or I cannot alter it? So whenever I say strings are immutable, once a string object is created, whenever a string object is created, the contents of it cannot be changed or altered. Whenever you say the contents cannot be altered, then you say that strings are immutable. For example, if you need to change a string, you can always create a new one that contains the modifications. That's one way. Java defines a peer class of string called as string buffer, which allows string to be altered. So listen carefully. String cannot be changed, cannot be altered. If you want to change it, create a new one and save the changes. Or the other thing is use another class of string called a string buffer. Then you can use or you can manipulate or you can change using this string buffer. For example, my string is, this is a test. So once you have created a string object, that is my string, you can use it anywhere that the string is allowed. For example, if you want to display this, what I have in my string, you can put it over here. It prints everything. And you can also save one using operator, which is called as concatenation operator. Right? A concatenation operator will do what? Will concatenate, will add whatever the values which you have, it will put together to make one object. Right? So for example, how do I do it? We have an object myString, and we have I concatenated with like concatenated with Java. So what does it say? I have I like Java, which is present in myString object. So whenever you print using the same line here, it gives you I like Java. Right? So similarly, looking into another example here, I have class string demo. This will be the main class. So I have a string object 1, string object 2, string object 3. The string object 1 is first string, second string, and string object 3 is it is concatenating object 1 and object 2. So what do you see here? Whenever you print the string object, it says that it should have the contents of one object. So string 1 will be there. Then it is concatenated with a stream of characters, that is, and it will be added into that, and it also added a second object which it sees. So second string is what the second object is. So it added to the existing object. That's what I am telling you. If you want to alter the string, go for the another string. So when you print it, ultimately you get first string for the first object, second string for the second object, first string and second string for the third object. All right. So if you want to check out whether the strings are equal or not, or the objects, string objects are equal or not, you have a method called as equals. We have a equals method. So this equals will return true or false, right? This method will return true or false. That means it is giving you Boolean return type. So if this equals is true, it returns true. If it is false, it returns false. So next is we have a length method. So what do you mean by length? Length method will actually returns you how many number of characters do I have, right? So length method will return you how many number of characters do I have in a given string. Okay, so in a given string, and okay, yeah. So in a given string, then I also have a char at method. So char at method will return you at a specified index. What do I have? At a specified index, what do I have? So it should be it returns you a character. All right. So these are the string manipulation. I mean string. Yeah, string property retrieval. Right. You can call it as that. String property defining methods. One is equals. Tells us whether two strings are same or not. Length returns the number of characters in a given string. Caret, if you specify which index, what character do we have, then it gives you the particular character. You might be having one question, where do we use this particular case? So this case can be utilized. This can be utilized whenever you have some related document, right? What do I mean by related document? I have a particular stretch of memory, right? In this memory, I have some 10 lines dedicated for the first name. Okay, so first 10 lines 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this will be the memory location 9, and this will be the 0, 1. And another, the next two is dedicated for saving the initials. All right, then after that, I'm returning two more spaces for age, two more spaces for age. So 9, 10, 11, this is for 12, and this is for 13. These are the memory location which I'm specifying. So every particular string will be dedicated in this way, or if you convert from any database, you'll be returning what? You will be getting what? Stretch of memory, right? In that particular memory or memory block, you have to extract the data which you're actually looking for. I know that for every memory, the 12th and 13th is actually the number, right? So you can always get it. Return the character at 12 and 13. If you get the character from 12 to 13, you will always be getting what? You'll be getting a number, that means the age of a person. Same way, if you want to retrieve at whichever index. So that's how we can use this particular method. Int length, you already know what will be the length of your name, what will be the length of your it can be your second name, first name, right? You can do that. What is how many characters do I have in any given string? That can be this particular case. So next is, so this will be the example for that. So next is class string demo. Okay, here we see these methods actually. Okay, what are the methods which we are actually looking into? One is the length. One is the length, and the other one is equals, and the other one is character. Okay, let's look into this example fast and we'll move on. So where is the main method? Okay, this itself is a main method. String demo 2. So string demo 2 is the main method. So we have object string object 1, 2, 3. So what is this? Object 1 first string, object 2 second string, object 3 object 1 itself. That means object 3 will have first string. Do we have any doubts still here? Do we have any doubts still here? No. Okay, so first thing is I want to know the length of the string 1. So the string object 1. So how much do I have here? Always consider this white space also one character. White space also one character. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I have how many characters? I have 12 characters here in object 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 characters in my object 2, and similarly in object 3 as it is with the same. If I go with the length, so even this will be having 12. So strobj.ob1.length will return you 12 as an answer. Initially, we'll check it out. So let's print out our answers here. So following through the next one, system.out.println character at index 3 of strob1 will be what, right? So with respect to the character length here, sorry, where did you go? So here, character at index 3 in object ob1. So plus strob1 dot char at dot 3. So what do I have if this is the case here? If I'm saving the first string, so here I have what if I r s t one space s t r I n g. Okay, so 0 is where I'm starting. So I need the address in the sense the index of 3. So 0, 1, 2, and this will be the 3. And what is the character which I have? The character which I have is yes. So next one, if string object, any doubts here, guys? Any doubts here? Yeah. All right, no issues. All right, then moving on, if string object 1 dot equals of, this is a proper syntax. Always remember this equals length and character char at, you should call with a dot operator. You should call with the dot operator. Okay, object with the dot operator will give you will give you the specified results, right? Okay, str1 equals str2. What do you say now? Is my string 1 and string 2 equal? Is it equal? No. So this will not be there. So sys.out, this statement will be printed. So strob1 not equal to strob2 will be my result here. Next, going to strob1 equals strob3. What about this string? Is this string true?
True, sir.
True. Yeah. So how do I know it is true? Why? Because equals method will return what? Equal method will return boolean. Remember that. Equal method will return boolean. Length will return integer. Caret will return char. This is very important. These three things is important. So here we get this as a result. Okay, else will be neglected. So if we go through the answer here, so 12s and not equal to will be the solution. So 12s not equal to and equal to will be the solution. So kindly, this will be one sort of an assignment for you, which I'll be posting for today with tomorrow itself as a deadline, right? So too much deadline will not boost you, because I wanted, yeah, one day will be given. Okay, so that means if today I give any assignment, tomorrow evening, yeah, by tomorrow evening you can submit it. Yeah, because anyhow, your exams in IA are also coming pretty soon. Next one, of course, you can have arrays of string, like you have array of other type of objects. That's what we saw here. So we'll look into one of it. So demonstrate the string arrays class demo string. So basically, in your string array, it is a string of arrays. Remember, so it is not integer, it is not double, it is not float. It is string of array. That means every index here will be having a array. I mean, will have a string of its own. Okay, every index will have a string of its own. This is the beauty of string of arrays, right? Commonly, we have seen that with a common string data type, we have seen the array, which looks in this way. Actually, this is a common string data type. This is the string object. This is the string object. So this will be the 0th location, 1st location, 2nd, and 3rd. So here in string str, this name of given array name is str. It's an array of strings. So in 0th location, I have 1. So O, N, E. This is how it will be. Okay, so next is with 1, it is 2. So T, W, O. With 2, second location, we have 3. So T, H, R, E, E. And of course, it's not having as of now. So this will be, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, this will be the location. This will be the location. So what do I have in the location of 0? Location 0, I have 1. In the location 2, I have 2. And in location, sorry, in 0th address, is 0 index 1, 1 index 2, and 2 index 3. Okay, so this will be in 0, this will be in 1, and this will be in 2. So here you're actually printing it. System.out.println string of str of initially I is 0. So 0, 1 space 0. Oh, okay. Okay, this, then I, then this. Okay, this particular case is what it's doing is it is showing this in one format. Okay. Yeah, don't get confused here. This format or this thing is doing this job. It is actually printing str or 0, 1, 2, because every I will be 0 for 0th location it is taking in this one. Okay, so plus string of I. What do I have in I? So string of I is initially it was 0. In the 0th location, what do I have? 1. So it displays 1. So next it displays 2. So next it displays 3. A wonderful program for understanding the string, how it behaves. All right. The next case is about the user command line argument. Command line argument is, we have already seen few examples. Whenever you want to send any input to the program before the computing starts, before the program starts execution, is called as command line argument. Passing the inputs or information to the program before the execution starts is called as command line arguments. Usually you send the parameters to main method. You send the parameters to main method. And how does it save? It saves in the form of a string object. So it saves in the form of a string object. Usually I used to tell you that string args, int character count, what it says is these information will be letting us know how many characters do we have in this particular command line argument, and where exactly it is saved. It is saved in an array. Okay, so yeah, it's a small program. Let's see one demonstration of this, because you people may find it difficult. Yeah, till that time my Eclipse boots, I'll explain you. So here, if a program, what does this program do? It has to display whatever I have in the whatever I show here. Okay, so if you give whatever you want, it will show. All right, so no restrictions for this particular case here. So how does it work? So I love Java. So if this is the string which I am actually passing, so I will be the present in argument string at 0th location, and love will be saved in the first location, and in the second location we have the Java. Okay, so how do you send it? Before the execution starts, before the execution of a program starts. Okay, if I look into what is the count of this argument s, what is the count of argument s, guys? I mean, in other words, what will be the length of this particular argument string? Argument, yeah, string, yes. Anybody like? Okay, so It's 3. Do not count it as this as one character. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, that's not how you count because it is string array. So this will the every set of string will be one location. So this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2, as a friend said here. So the length of this particular string is 3. So do we have our workspace ready? Okay. So create a new class. New class. Arg demo. We'll call it as this particular name. So our demo, which is what my name is. Let me take off this program. So here, yeah, nothing, no variable is initialized here. Nothing is seen. Only thing which you can see is what is that I'm displaying with for loop. Very simple program, but it is an effective one. Let me run this first. I haven't given any of my values. I haven't given any values here. So it didn't give me anything. Basically, I didn't send anything for the program, so it didn't run anything. Okay. So okay, there is one in this particular case. Okay, somewhere here we have an argument to be sent. And this is not the case when you are using a command line interface, because straight away you can use. Okay, where did it go? Okay, run as run. Oh, I'm not able to find out that argument. Huh. Give me a minute, I'll check it out. Somewhere here. Search project run. Okay. Argument. I'm not able to find it out. Or anything which we have, right click here, any declaration, any reference. Let me look into how. Search. Okay, if I right click here, run as, okay. All right, I'm not exactly finding out because we have one argument here where we can give. I had worked on the last thing. Okay, not able to find it out. Yeah, we'll see that example in our next thing. So what I'm looking for is we have one tab called as arguments, right? So run as application, no. Fine. References. Refactor or source file. No. Okay, well, anyhow. So basically, whenever you are running it, you need to specify. Okay, run configuration. Do we have in this? I'm very sorry. Here, in the run configuration, you have to give it. Okay. So run as run configuration, you have to provide. If you have any arguments, you can provide here. So my argument here is I love Java. So one is if you click on run, then it will run. Okay, in the first location, I was there. In the second location, love was there, and the third location, Java was there. If you want to change, you can always change it over here. So I like Java and I like to code and run new programs. Okay. Program. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 elements are there. Run it. So 0 to 11. So we have 12. I love Java and I like to code and run new programs. So this is how the argument is actually working. This is the beauty where what exactly it is doing. Okay, so if you click on +1 here, and you see a different story. It starts with 0, 1. Okay, not +1. I plus. Yeah, even we got in the last. Okay. 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. It is adding something. Maybe even here it is also incrementing. Even here it is also incrementing. Okay. If you want to get 1, it should start with 1. As simple as that. Okay. So it starts with 1, and with whatever you have with array of an argument 1, it you had the law, but still it took off the 0th location. Can you see? It took off the 0th location. Why? Because array is starting from 0. You want it from 1. Whose problem is that? That's what a compiler is telling me now. So array should start with 0, and if you run it, it starts with 0. So whatever you send will be here. Okay. So why we use argument is if you want to read, if somebody wants to send a file name before the program starts, if anybody wants to send a file name, if a program before it starts, what I'll do is I'll send this complete story itself as my input, right? So there are cases that you people may have to insert few. It may take some information from the file. So let's assume it is taking all the information from the file. So from how many characters do I have? It automatically gave me that some hundreds of characters are there. How many words? How many spaces are there? Everything you can actually see, right? So if I have 103, that means 104 variables do I have? That means 104 strings I have. 104 minus 1, how much? 103 I get. So we have 103 different spaces between here. So you can apply a few thoughts of your own and you can actually work on the program. Right? Very small program doing complex things. Why we need this? Because I know that argument with 27 location there is a is. So if I want to replace this is by some other name, I can do that. Right? That's where if I have in different location, it's easy for us to tackle with whatever we have. I guess people have understood it. Sorry there for the run as. If you want to run, if you want to use the format of arguments here in this Eclipse, then yeah, you have to go for run configurations. Then here the parameters, whatever you want. So yeah. Then we'll move on to the next topic. This is what we saw. Then variable length arguments. So what does this variable length argument say? When we do not have how many contents we have. Okay, how many values we have. We don't know how much will be there. So you can always go for utilizing variable length arguments. So this facility was not there before JDK 5, and it was after JDK 5 we have var args. That means variable length arguments. That means my length of all the arguments is not the same, as simple as that. So method that takes variable number of arguments is called as variable arity method or varargs method. So we have more stuff related to some protocol because people nowadays use name, password, file name, protocol, and apply some default rules on this and default rules on it, because name, it should have some specific space. Password should be with the length 8 of 12. File name should be of less than 20, right? Those length you have, then there are some restrictions, right? We cannot have more than 256 characters for a file name for your information. Okay, if your file name is crossing more than 256, it will not take it. And yeah, so we'll look into it, what exactly it does. We have a variable test. So this pass array will be my um, program. So what we'll do is we'll copy and we'll run it. So that will be much more simple. So yeah, we'll replace with the same. Over here, what was the main here is over here, and this was something related to RGC demo. By this, I can actually create a new class and run. Okay, so if I run here, so what does this program say? We have argument demo class, which will be my main method, because main is actually sitting over there. So in the main, what do we have? We have int n1 is equals to 10 value. So in n1 array, I have 10. In n2 array, I have 1, 2, 3. In n3 array, I have none. So variable test of n1, n2, and n3. So in the test, we are sending these arrays, right? So what happens here? The integer array will come and reside in a variable called as v, and n1 is sent. That means v will also be the same. V has 10 as the element. So number of args is v dot length. So v dot length will of course give you 1. So 1 content for index of x in an array v. So this is a sort of a for loop, for each loop, right? So we call it as a for each loop. Here, what it does is we don't need to give anything. It automatically deals with how much ever array we send. With so much array contents, it will deal with it. As simple as that. So look here, v array will have n1 array. So we initially for will start with 0 itself. So only thing is we have to give what the variable name is. So initially x will be initialized to 0. So x will be initialized to 0. In 0th location, system.out.print the value of what is x. X is 0, and it gives 1 space, goes to a new line, and whatever the value which you had in v will be printed. Whatever you have with the v will be printed. So initially value was 0, and it printed the first 0th element. All right. Next, what do I have? I'm sending the second value here, which has 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, 3 will be here. So number of arguments is 3. Contents are these. Contents are these. For loop, and here it will print. So we will look into the output. So 10, 1 to 3, and nothing will be the returned output, right? So 10, 1 to 3, and nothing will actually be returned. So it is also giving you the number of arguments is 1, 3, and 0. That is a program. What it doing is It is basically showing you how variable values of my array is actually provided. Simple program. Okay, then we have overloading of variable argument. So whenever we see overloading, overloading is a concept which we have already seen, right? In the topic of constructor, parameterized constructor, where we differentiate each constructor by the number of values which we are sending. The same way even here. So you can see VA test. Even here also we have a VA test. Only thing is it is differing with integer. Here it is differing here with Boolean. And what about on the other side? We are differing it by string. So this is a topic which we call it as overloading. Okay, give a try on this, and we'll look about the where args and ambiguity and the thing in the next class. So next class will be majorly with respect to the topic of inheritance. All right, class, will wind up here and we'll meet in the next class.